another important question. Why is MSM not giving it the desired coverage?
That's a very good question. I think it's a very pertinent question. Uh, the Bishop Franco Mulakal's case had a very great support from channels like Republic and Times Now. It came a little late, but it came nevertheless. And they realized that it was an important case for them to pick up. But that's not the thing with every sexual abuse case that they get. What is disturbing to me is that Loyola College Chennai and the media in Tamil Nadu, for example, the details of this case are on the domain of the Madras High Court because it is a case that's listed. You don't have to take sides of anybody. You have to take the side of the truth. So, what is the truth of the case? The truth is that there is a lady who's a part of the Loyola College. She is an employee of the Loyola College, who has filed a sexual harassment case against a former director of the Loyola College institution and the alumni. So that's the fact number one of the case. In the fact number two of the case, she alleges all the sexual harassment and the entire ordeal. You don't have to take a side of whether one is right or wrong, but the facts of the case exist, right? So why can't you report on the facts of the case? Because it's Loyola College, you don't want to report the facts of the case? Because there are very powerful people connected to the Loyola College, you don't want to report the facts of the case? Why? Assuming for a moment, if it was an MLA or a member of parliament or a Hindu priest in Tamil Nadu doing such acts, what would have been the reaction of mainstream media? They would have definitely picked it up and they would have ridden it through and through and made it not only a national news but an international news. I'm saying, why are you hiding from this fact that the case or the crime is same irrespective of the religion? How can you be biased based on religion? I'm not saying Loyola College is guilty. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying Loyola College is complacent of not acting when the victim went to them. Same as the case of the rape on Bishop Franco Mulakal's case. Why did you think the nun went to the police? Everybody is upset that the nun went to the police and it became such a big issue on Bishop Franco Mulakal's case. When the incident happened with her and when she was raped so many times, she wrote to the bishop, she wrote to the archbishop, she wrote to the apostolic nuncio, she wrote to the Vatican secretary. For 18 months, she pursued the matter within the church itself. Same like Mary Rajasekaran. She also approached the Loyola College management with the sexual harassment that she was facing. Did they act? They did not act. Even on a humanitarian grounds, you should act. On the contrary, they were told in the case of the Bishop Franco Mulakal's case, they did not even respond to our letter. In Mary Rajashekaran's case, the Loyola College told her that, we will try and we are looking into the matter, but you don't file a police complaint. Don't spread the message around. How can you behave like that? It just surprises me. And this is
I
an
interrupt you.
institution. Yes.
See, the law says twice a year
Hmm.
the internal complaint committee is supposed to meet.
Yes.
So between 2016, I don't know whether it was the first half of the calendar year or the second half, but
Hmm.
between say January 2017 until date, how many times did they actually meet this internal complaint committee, and what were the minutes of meeting with regard to this Mary case? This is going to be a very important thing because it can't be put on hold minutes meetings after meeting. Twice a year you are meeting. So this should be the basis when
This was never discussed in any meeting.
then this is a very serious issue. They are equally responsible. The internal committee, in fact, it should be uh, the the entire members, the committee members of this ICC should be removed because they are not doing a justice to this
Yes.
sexual harassment policy. That is
Correct.
one part. Second is, what is the central government Ministry of HRD? they are doing, because they are supposed to keep a tab on what is happening.
Correct.
Okay,
I
it
agree.
happened in 2016. They may not come to know immediately. Whenever
Correct.
first it came into live public domain, when it was searchable in Google or
Yes.
whatever way, from there on, what has the ministry done about it? Most importantly, UGC, who is actually supposed to be looking into these affairs, what has UGC done? Because there is a role, a major role which UGC has to play. If UGC had played
Correct.
its role the way it is supposed to play, then
Yes.
half the job of Madras High Court and Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court of India would have been done by default. Let
Yes.
me just read out uh, some points. In case of non-compliance to regulations, this is with regard to the Education Institute, the UGC is obligated to withdraw the declaration of fitness to receive any grants from the University Grants Commission, remove the name of the university or college from the list maintained by the Commission under the UGC Act 1956. UGC
Correct.
can withhold any grants that have been granted to the institution. The institution can be declared ineligible for consideration of any assistance under any general or special assistance program of the Commission. The UGC shall publicize in the newspaper or on its official website. I read it again. The UGC shall publicize in the newspaper or on its official website that the college/institute does not provide zero tolerance policy against sexual harassment. And last, in cases of colleges, the UGC shall recommend to the affiliating universities to withdraw the affiliation, recommend the appropriate state or central government to withdraw the status of the university.
Those are good points.
This is very, very serious, because half more than I don't know, I'm not a legal expert, but what I interpret is, if UGC had done their role, then we would not be discussing this thing. Even if they
Correct.
have not done,
They
if
should.
now they give it a serious thought and do what they
Yes.
are supposed to do, then more than half the issue is resolved with this power that they
Correct.
have at disposal.
You see, the problem, Robin, is the issue. You need to see it from a point of view of a senior educator or a teacher or a mentor. It's not even a student, it's somebody in their own circle of operation, right? So, the example of Loyola College has to be something that should be looked at by every college, because sexual harassment within a workplace is a serious issue. So when people came out and said Me Too campaigns at some point of time in the near history of India, you will realize that an institution of run by the church could also have Me Too happening in it. And the college institutions across the country would be having such incidents happening. So this is not a case only related to Loyola College and just somebody who's a priest who's committed it, but there are sexual harassments happening across. So we have to be prudent on matters like this, that when a case has been brought forward to the management of the college, there has to be some action taken. Just because it's a Christian institution does not mean that the laws of the country are not applicable. The first thing told to this lady was not to go to the police station. How is that even acceptable, Robin? The Loyola management, in her affidavit, she is saying the Loyola management has told me not to go to the police station.
That's serious, very serious.
So, what does that mean? So, I'm only going by facts of the case. I was not present when it happened, right? But I'm only going by the affidavit. So, if there is a sworn affidavit submitted in the Madras High Court where it clearly states they told me not to go to the police station, I'm going to interpret it as they didn't want her to go to the police station. What does that not mean that you are not allowing for a sexual harassment case to take a legal course?
Precisely.
It's exactly what that means, right, Robin? Why did you stop her? She came to you, you're not able to deal with the situation. She decides to want to take a legal recourse, which is go and file a police complaint. You refrain her from filing a police complaint, asking for time to deal with the issue. and then you for cosmetic reasons just put this guy to another place. What happens to the crime of sexual harassment? That does not get answered, right? So in every case that you see, Robin, linked to the Catholic Church's institution as or a church or anything that has happened, they stop the victims from going to the police station. It in effect means they do not want the laws of the land to function over and above the canon laws or the Vatican laws. That's what its interpretation means. Why? It's a classic case. You have to look at that document where she says, I was told not to go to the police station. In fact, I put it up on an article, about half an hour back. Certain contents of the affidavit. Well, how is that even permissible? It's not the High Court or the lawyers or the judges or anybody around the legal law enforcement people understanding what I'm saying. Is not the government understanding what I'm saying? Are Catholic institutions going to tell their victims, please don't go to the police station? Is that even acceptable? That is where the problem is. The problem that Loyola College has not understood, which the Alumni Association has now blocked me on Twitter, is I'm asking them, this is what the crime against you mentioned is. Do you have an answer to it? I'm not saying you have committed the crime, but covering up the crime is also a crime, Robin. It's a greater crime because the victim reposes faith in you. The victim came to you for justice, saying, this is what is happening to me. I'm a member of your own institution. Where is the victim supposed to go?